Hei sann, velkommen tilbake til ny video. I dag så skal jeg vise dere noen cameos jeg har fått av forskjellige artister, forskjellige kjendiser jeg liker. Ja, dere får se i videoen. Det er 4 forskjellige, tror jeg. 4 forskjellige, men flere av hver. Så ja.
Ingrid, hello. It's Sam Tabor. I just got this cameo, but I got the request as I was doing other cameos, so I'm just going to do it right now. Motivation for you to skateboard. If you're stuck in a rut, and what I mean by that is like you're not progressing, you're not learning new tricks. I have been there constantly. In fact, I'm kind of in one right now. So I always like to take a step back and don't worry about learning new tricks. I like to focus on the tricks that I already know how to do, practice those a lot, or just roll around, have fun. I know like COVID's going on and stuff, but if you can skate with friends safely, that's always fun. Just don't worry about progressing so much if that's the issue. But yeah, that's my advice. If you're too in your head about it, don't be too in your head about it. And if you're just not having fun with it, maybe take a week off or something like that, because I guarantee you, if you take some time off and then start again, you're gonna have more fun with it. But yeah, that's my advice. Hopefully that helps. Skateboarding is fun, but sometimes it's not. Straight up, sometimes it's not. But yeah, that's it. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hey, Ingrid, how you doing? So you want to know how to make some good YouTube videos? Well, I wouldn't know anything about that. Just kidding. Yeah, so basically I try to be original. That's like the #1 thing that I think separates you from other people. And if you're not doing something brand new, like, for example, I make gaming videos, you know, that's not new. I do try to do like my own twist or take on it. So whatever you're interested in, I guess try to do it in your own way. Also, the second most important thing is to be consistent, because at first when you start uploading on YouTube, you're probably not going to get that many views. And it's very, very easy to just stop uploading because you're like, oh, no one's watching, no one cares. But all it takes is one video to just pop off and do really well. So yeah, just stay consistent. And then once you do start to have a small audience, keep on uploading. Like that honestly is like the biggest key in YouTube, is to just have a schedule. Like if you're going to upload like once a week, then upload on a certain day, same time, once a week. Like if that's what you want to do. Yeah, other than that, I guess camera equipment, like I don't even have like the craziest camera equipment or anything. It's just a DSLR, but, yeah, like, you know, you don't want to like film on a toaster or anything like that. But yeah, that's the stuff. That's my advice to you. And also thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. I'll see you later. Hey, what's up, Ingrid? You want to know what a good gaming PC is? Well, I built mine, and there's a lot of different parts in it, but I have suggestions. Here it is. This is what it looks like. Okay, that's it. And there's coffee right there. But yeah, I have a GTX 2080 graphics card. You don't need that to game. You can get something way less expensive if you want. My processor is an i9. That's an i9. Those are probably the 2 most important things. I don't know all my specs really. But honestly, like if you wanted like a gaming laptop, you can get one for like $1,000. Like I would just Google best cheap gaming, like first gaming setups. Or you can go to a computer store that's near you, hopefully, and just ask them like what parts you should get for the budget that you have. So that's what I did for my first setup. Like I wanted to spend $1,500 or something like that. So I just told them that, and they walked me around and showed me all the parts. So yeah, sorry, I don't really know all my specs. It's been a while since I've picked all of it out, but hopefully that helps. This is Chapstick. Ingrid, what's up? I also apologize because my voice is like totally gone. But you were wondering how to make a good YouTube video and good thumbnail. Good thumbnail, you just kind of have to like learn Photoshop or something like that. To make a good video, have a good idea. Or if you meant like the technicalities of it, I use Premiere. But yeah, just have a good idea and film it the way you want to film it. Edit it the way you want to edit it. And I recommend looking up like YouTube tutorials on whatever program you're using. I use Premiere. I've used Final Cut. I've used iMovie. Like that was the first thing I used. But yeah, just practice and you'll do it. See ya.
Hey, what's up, Ingrid? It's Miles. I don't know if I look trash right now, but Cameo does this thing where it like zooms you. So I'm just like, no, hi. So you asked me how would I help someone come out as a trans person. And that's interesting. That's an interesting question. And differently worded than I think other people have asked me something similar. I would say getting them support. The number one most important thing is having support around you. So I think I would guide them to ways that I know that you can get support, either tools to gain them in your community, because I don't know, like I don't know where you live, I don't know where this person lives, you know, hypothetically, and ways to get support through the internet that I know can work wherever you are. Those would be like the trevorproject.org. They've got a number that you can call 24/7, a number you can text 24/7, and a messaging system on their like website on the trevorproject.org/help, where you can talk to an LGBT counselor about anything, about I think I'm gay, I'm gonna come out, or you know, I just came out as trans, my mom said this, and like this is messing with me. You know, you can get that kind of affirming instant support from someone who is outside of it, so but is also knowledgeable, or not is knowledgeable a word, it's just like has information about this subject, because I think sometimes it's hard where, you know, you have this core group of friends, maybe they're not trans or they don't come from this experience, and it's like, you know, oh, they support you, but they don't know the experience, so you kind of have to be a teacher to them in ways and kind of, you know, tell them how to talk to you in a certain way, or how to approach, you know, when they mess up your pronouns, and you kind of have to be a teacher for people. And this is someone that you don't have to teach. It's like someone that already gets it, they're already in it, and it's like they, you know, are hired to help, you know, trans youth. So it's like, okay, perfect, like I need that support, I need to deal with this, you know, I can get this instantly online without having, you know, to go through my insurance and figure out a gender therapist, which is something else that I would recommend to that person. You know, gender therapy is kind of coined with, oh, like someone needing to get on hormones, and so they, you know, talk to a gender therapist, or wanting to get a surgery, so they talk to a gender therapist. But really it's just someone, even like when they're still in the point of like thinking that they're cis, but they just think something's going on with their gender, they talk to someone who again is educated in it and is in that world, and you can have open discussion with. I've had gender therapists that are cis and that are straight, I've had gender therapists that are queer, I've had gender therapists that are trans men, and you know, it's all the same. It's just like someone who is just like so educated, like, you know, in one being a therapist, and two with like gender history and like, you know, your mind. So that's something that I would point that person to. And a way to do that is going to an LGBT center, which is also a place to get support and like a lot of community and like communal support. Going to lgbtcenters.org, I believe. That's a website that's set up by a company called Centerlink, where it shows you all the LGBT centers in America, and I think also in Canada, but wherever you live, like you can just Google like LGBT centers in Brighton, England, or wherever. And even if there isn't one in your area, you can go on their website, you can call them. A lot of times they'll have stuff set up through Zoom, or, you know, they'll know stuff that's going on in your area, or like maybe they have kids that like visit them on like bisexual nights on Tuesdays where they all watch movies, and they, you know, they know kids that drive and like commute from your area to like Columbus, Ohio, but you live outside of Columbus. Like, you know, just kind of getting information about these structures and these companies that were built to help trans youth figure themselves out, or to get community. I'd say that, like very that. And when it comes to like the actual coming out portion, sorry if I'm out of breath. When it comes to the coming out portion, I mean, I was thinking about your question. Something that really helped me with coming out to like my mom specifically is I kind of went into it thinking about the things that she could say, and like, oh, you're not a guy, or oh, you know, whatever. And the attitude that I kind of took towards it was, that's all arbitrary. That's all not what we're talking about. Because whether or not you think, oh, I'm gonna go to hell, or oh, I'm actually not a guy, or like whatever you have to say is irrelevant to the conversation, because what are we here to do? What we're here to do is for me to come out to you, and all your thoughts on it are just irrelevant, because it's like, this is what's happening. And I think that's something that I actually said to her. I think I brought up something about like, I was like, I know, like, you know, you gave birth to like this gender, but this is what's happening, is like what I said. Like, the train is moving, this is what's going on, you know? So I think that that's advice that I would give to like my younger self. It's just like, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. you are this, and you know, if you've figured it out, and if you haven't figured it out, then what I said in the beginning, that is like your communal support, which is like reaching out to LGBT centers, gender therapists, and you know, resources like the Trevor Project. They're gonna help you get to a place of figuring out your gender identity and gender expression, because that's what a lot of those structures are put in place to do, you know? So that's what I'd say. Get community, reach out to structures in your community, and know that once you know that you're trans, because the question is, how do you help someone come out, to not figure out, but to come out, it's like, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. And any thoughts on it and any feelings towards it is irrelevant, because this is what is happening, you know? And that's something that you can say too to like other trans people, because I know a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm trans, but I don't want to get on hormones, or I don't want to do this, and other trans people will be like, but you have to. It's like, no, this is what's happening. This is me. I think that's the thing. It's like, being trans is just human. It's just you figuring out something about yourself and who you are and how you know, interact with your environment and how you feel and how you like to feel, and it's just do what makes you feel the most you know? But get communal support, reach out to people, and there are people there that see you. And also another thing on the Trevor Project is they have the Trevor Space, which is like their own Twitter/Discord, but it's on their servers. So there's not going to be like fear of getting outed, like, cause you know, if you're not out to everyone, and not getting like hate speech or anything like you can if you're like exposing yourself on like any other like social media platform. But this is just for LGBT people and allies ages, I think 12 to 23. Maybe 24, but it's like monitored, and you can like just make community and friends, and you can start like message boards of like, I just came out as trans and I live in Minnesota, and then, you know, all the other trans kids in Minnesota will see that and be like, oh my god, like, do you go to blah blah blah? So just get support, because it is there and you just need it. And that was something that one of my first gender therapists said to me. They're like, the first 2 years from like starting to socially transition, you need a therapist, because there's so much that's changing in your life, and you just need someone to help you figure it all out. So that's my advice to you. Sending you so much love, and I'll talk to you later.
It's your boy Rom. Hi Ingrid, it's Miles. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. I think this was like such a sweet message. It's just like, hey, here's everything I've been working on. What do you think of it? Which is like a really nervous and like vulnerable thing to do. So thanks for trusting me with that. Love your channel. I subscribe to you. I think you have great video topics. I love that you're just getting into YouTube and you're like, okay, I'm talking about my coming out story. Here are gay couples I like. Here's this. Like you have really good topics, and you're pulling from so many different things to make so many different videos instead of having just like one overarching theme where you talk about a lot of stuff. Like that's what I do. I love like shorter form content videos. So I think that's super cool. I love that you're doing that. The only advice that I would have to give for like, how do I be a better creator, is gonna sound silly. But just stay with me, okay? Keep doing it. You have to just keep doing it. And so a story that I'm gonna tell you is when I was like, I normally have glasses on, so I tried to adjust my glasses right there, but I don't have them on. Okay, a story I'm gonna tell you is like back in, I don't know, 2015, I made a video, I think like in February, right? And I was like, oh, I've got this idea. I'm gonna like print out all the tattoos that like gay icon Ruby Rose has. And I'm gonna like print it out on like silicone paper, and then I'm gonna transfer it onto my skin, so then I have all her tattoos, and I'll be like becoming this gay icon. Like that's what I'm gonna do for a video. I told it to a friend before I made it, and she was like, oh, also a video person. She was like, oh, you should wait till October to do that video, because it'll be Halloween, more people will probably see it, right? So she was thinking a lot about the content. It's like, oh, you want people to see this, so you should wait like 7 months until that opportunity comes. And in my head, I was like, well, it's not so much about if a lot of people see it, it's just something really fun I want to do. And I was coming to a place, like I was coming to YouTube to make videos because I couldn't talk about LGBT stuff in my house, and I had very few friends that were queer, and it was hard for me to like come out to people at work and like, you know, really feel like I'm being myself when I couldn't express that to just everyone in my life, you know what I mean? So I'd come to YouTube and I would just make gay content, and I would find gay people, and I would feel really cool. Like it would just like, you know, kind of like heal a part of me that I wasn't really able to deal with in my normal life. And so I was kind of like, no, I'm just gonna make the video now. And so I made the video now, and it was like in February, right? Come October, I'm looking back now, like years later, I was like a completely different content creator from February to October. And the reason for that is because I just kept making videos. I just kept putting my voice out there. I kept being inspired by different things. The more I'm making stuff, the more I change my editing style. I kind of find out what I like to do. You know, you grow. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have growth if you're not having any movement. Like, if I would have been like, yeah, I'll just hold off on this video because I'm thinking too much about it, because I'm like, okay, well, I want people to watch it, so I'm gonna wait 7 months. I wouldn't have had so many other videos that were inspired by that and so much growth because of that. Am I making any sense? My advice is to just make things because you want to make them. Have conversations with people through your content, whether it's a joke that you find funny or a topic that is, you know, like unique to you. It's just you're just sharing yourself with other people, and your videos are going to be liked and subscribed to by people that are similar to you, that are really like-minded, that you never would have met otherwise. That's why it's such a cool thing that we have the internet. So I think just keep making content and you're going to be golden, and you're going to, you know, be exactly who you're meant to be and where you're meant to be, because you're expressing yourself in this creative way that no one else has a say in the process but you. So keep doing your thing. I'm excited to see it. And I'm sending so much love, dude. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Hey Ingrid, Kurt Mega here. Hope you're doing okay, hanging in there. I so appreciate your support, your very kind message about deserving way more screen time. I would have loved that. It's so interesting, you know, back when the Warblers first started, we were just sort of supposed to be like a pretty quick one-off kind of thing, but then they kept bringing us back and bringing us back. And as much as I wish, you know, I had more screen time or lines or whatever, the fact that I got to do a solo, the fact that I got to like be on the show as long as I was and got to go on tour, and the fact that so many of the guys are now some of my closest friends, and that it's just opened up so many doors. I do feel like the show gave me so much more than just like my screen time, you know, which is something I've taken with me as a lesson in life, that it's not just the immediate result or the immediate amount of success, but that often things that start small or maybe less significant part of a greater whole can be the seed that turns into something much bigger. And I don't think I would have gotten into writing or creating and doing a lot of the things that I've been able to do post the show if not for the fact that the show opened enough doors to make me know that I wanted to continue doing it, but had to find new ways to sort of be creative, right? So I'm so grateful for the show for that, and I'll never forget the experience. It was sort of a surreal kind of out of body experience where you're like, I can't believe I'm here, and then you blink and then it's over. And I think the lesson that I take away is like, you have to stop to appreciate those moments, because you're never quite aware of how amazing something is until it's gone, right? So thank you for the support. I super appreciate it, and I hope I can keep making and creating things in a way that it gives you something to continue to enjoy. So I feel like I should just sing a little bit of Uptown Girl. I was trying to think of something Glee related, but why not? So, Uptown girl, she's been living in her uptown world. I'll bet she never had a backstreet guy. I'll bet her mama never told her why. I'm gonna try for an uptown girl.
Hey, Ingrid. Hey, Rant Doherty here. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to say thank you for writing to me, for leaving me a nice message and asking some questions. I always appreciate hearing from people who like Pretty Little Liars, so thank you very much. To answer your questions, Ingrid, oh man, playing Noel was a dream come true. That show was a blessing. Pretty Little Liars, one of the best things I've ever worked on. I originally, I don't know if you know this or not, auditioned for Ezra during the pilot episode, and then I auditioned for Toby in episode 2. And neither of those were really great fits. So when Noel came around in episode 3, and the casting director was like, ooh, I think you might be great for this one, I was really happy that they finally hired me on the show. I really wanted to be a part of it. But the coolest thing about Noel, I think, was they really wanted to make sure that you never knew where he was coming from, who he was aligned with. Was he good or bad? Was he helping the liars? Was he hurting them? And playing that mystery was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with Noel. And he always spoke his mind, which is like, I think, one of the coolest things about him. You asked how it was to kiss Aria. Let me tell you a little industry secret, Ingrid. Kissing on television or in movies is very unromantic. Very unromantic. There are a lot of people standing around. It's usually hot or cold. There's lights and cameras everywhere, and a director giving you notes and telling you how to do things. It's not really it's not really a romantic experience. But Lucy is a professional, and we handled it the best we could. So kudos to her. I'm doing well. Thank you for the question. I'm on the set of my trailer right now. I'm on the set of my latest film at the moment, but I had a minute and I wanted to say hi and answer your questions. And just say that I hope you're doing well too, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, Ingrid.
Bye.